Hello, hello, hello. Good evening. Good evening, my wonderful viewers, supporters, friends. How are y'all doing today? I'll tell you a little bit about me. I downloaded Zelda Breath of the Wild. I bought a Switch this week. First off, buying a Switch this week was huge. And on top of that, downloading Breath of the Wild. Where did all of my time go? We're gonna do a quick one today. I gotta go pick up my brother, who's gonna be staying with me for the next couple days. He's been living in Japan the last couple of years, and finally moved back to the States. He's gonna move to Hawaii for more school in a couple weeks, so I'm gonna have him come out and live with us, hang with us in LA for like 3 days. We can spend some time. I'm gonna go pick him up from the airport after this stream. Let's see here. How's everyone doing? We'll kind of take these few seconds to answer some questions, talk a little bit with y'all before we start. Everyone doing all right today? Feeling good? Keeping that depression under control? My Instagram hates going live. I've been trying to go live. I don't know what it is. Yeah, my phone hates going live. Alright, let's see what we got here. Doing good, life is good, doing great. That's awesome. Awesome. I got a little sick this week, so I had a regular cold. I did not have COVID. I got tested for COVID just in case. I'm fully vaccinated, but I got tested just in case, and it turned out negative. So I was just getting my butt whooped, my ass whooped by a cold. So I am getting darker. Holy cow! I'm just like seeing myself right now on the screen. That's nice. I'm getting darker. I've been going to the beach quite often, like maybe every week or two. And I finally got some fins for my boogie board. So I got like a proper nice boogie board with the core, like one of those like really pro level ones. And the fins, like the rubber fins for boogie boarding, so you can catch all the waves, like the deep waves that the surfers are catching too. Yeah, it's weather out here is great. The beach is great. I'm having a good time. When I was living in Utah, I got really pale over the 5 years that I lived there. Like, now I'm not saying like when a Caucasian guy or girl is looking pale, like it's pretty normal. But when I get pale, it looks like I just need some vitamins. Like I just need some sleep, and I'm looking like a vampire. Like it doesn't look healthy. So I'm really glad to be back in my dark mode, I guess. It's feeling pretty good. the first little bit when I was getting sun first out here, I was getting a little burnt, but it's like one of the few times I've ever gotten burnt. But my melanin has been getting its exercise recently. Not my melatonin, but meanwhile, we in our strictest lockdown here in Australia. Beach isn't open either? No open beaches in Australia? Gotta keep that melanin glowing, brother. For real, though. I'm like back to when I was really dark. So this is a real story. I could show you all some videos later, but when I was in high school, my senior year of high school, I was actually a semi-pro. Like, I was like a professional longboarder. Like, I got paid to longboard, went to competitions, got prizes, got paid out. Funny enough, like downhill longboarding. And then I was outside every single day, all day, every day, just practicing. And boy, was I dark. I was dark during those days. So I'm not quite that level, but I am definitely starting to, I definitely have been getting an ample share of vitamin D this year, which I think was one of my goals set at the beginning of the year, is try to get some vitamin D. Also to read some books. Y'all reading any good books recently? Reading is super important, so just if anybody's reading any good books they want to recommend, let me know. Special shout out to the boy. And we just, Lou and I recorded our next episode of the podcast that'll be out tomorrow night. It's about loudness on Spotify, how to get mixes loud, not in a mastering mixing standpoint, but how to get it loud in the new normalization guidelines for Spotify. Spotify, I don't know how recent it was, but they just updated their normalization policy and their transcoding and stuff. So there used to be limiters, but now there's no limiters for normal and quiet listening normalization options, only for loud, which is really cool. Started the 4-hour work week. There you go. Yeah, I started a whole business off of one of the concepts of 4-hour work week. Me and a couple friends, we did. Yeah, it was great. It was about shadow testing. So, see, there's some gems in the 4-hour work week. Also, I need to read Tim Ferriss's Tool of Titans. I think Tool of Titans is a book where he takes clips from his podcasts, like of all like the professionals that he's talked to in different fields, and like all of their recommendations for life, and put them into a single book. So it's like a book of like mentorship and stuff. It's kind of a grab bag of information from what I understand, but I hear it's really good, and it's also really thick. And I like to buy the physical books and keep them as trophies because I hate reading and it's really hard. So like I'll have like trophies in my, like a trophy bookshelf of like books that I finished in my office. Right over here, like this is just a part of it. I have more books over at home, over in the studio that I'm leaving in there for the interns to read. Let's see. Trying to find a good book on training the subconscious. Ooh. Readings in Animal Cognition. Really? That's interesting. Just started on the Order of the Phoenix. No, I'm just kidding. Just started on the Order of Time. I don't know that one. Crazy ass book about the concept of time. Getting pretty existential, huh? Pleasure reading for me is The Hobbit right now. The Hobbit. The movie was good. I have a hard time. This is just me personally. I'm such a super nerd. I have a hard time getting into fiction, like fantasy-based fiction. But that being said, I will watch and play any like fantasy games. I don't know what it is. Like even with like space stuff, like I like Star Wars. I really like Star Wars, but not as much as like people like Star Wars, you know what I'm saying? Like people like love Star Wars, and I'm like pretty casually cool with it. I like Star Wars. I'll enjoy the rides at Disney. I'll watch the movies. But I'm not going to remember the plot each time I watch the movie. I'm reading Sitting in Jazz Clubs of the 1940s and 50s. Really? That's interesting. I got to hear what y'all are like learning from this stuff. I need to know about this like animal cognition. What is going on? That's wild. Y'all are reading some crazy stuff. It's taking me forever. I keep like putting it down and then like restarting it and then starting it again. I'm going through 12 Rules of Life right now, and I'm on the last chapter. I'm like on Rule 12, and I just need to finish it, but I keep getting distracted reading other stuff. So the other thing that I'm actively reading right now, I just started is, I forgot who it's by, some monk out in, I think they live in like Germany or something like that, like in a Buddhist monk colony, but it's Fundamentals of Buddhism or something, like Fundamental Teachings of the Buddha, I think, and really interesting stuff. I've been learning a lot about Buddhism recently. I'm trying to get back to some of my Japanese roots, and I'm like strongly Christian, so you know how it is, like any sort of strong religion kind of causes some trauma and stress to one's life, and I find that studying and practicing Buddhist principles is a very good complement to my Christian background. Christianity and that level of religion is more like existential. Where do I come from? Where am I going? What's the purpose? Where Buddhism is about, don't worry about that stuff. What's more important? If you get shot by a poison arrow, is it more important to get healing or to find out where the arrow came from? And so it talks more about like anxiety, depression, like staying present and focus, and the idea of like, I really like one of the concepts is like if you have a headache, like that shit sucks. Like it really sucks. It's a very negative emotion, right? But if you don't have a headache, it's neutral. It's not necessarily a good thing. You don't think, man, it's great not having a headache. But if we can get to the point where we're conscious and aware and present, and we can be aware that we don't have a headache and how great it is to not have a headache right now, how much happier we can be. Oh yeah, and it's super consistent with Christianity. Really cool. Really cool. So it's kind of like they go really hand in hand. I'm really loving it. So that's another fun fact. Like I did like 4 years of seminary. I graduated seminary and did like 2 years of like a mission thing. So like I got hella like theological studies in. And did at my college I did like world religions as well. Every semester took like a religious class on various religions. So like theology is one of my things. Find out the basics of reality studying animals. It's nothing but instincts, which serves animals better than most people common sense. I would believe it. I do not feel, I don't know, this is something that I've been thinking about recently. Like, I do not see a correlation with awareness and happiness. Like, the more self-aware you are, the more aware and intelligent you are, the happier you'll be. I'm not necessarily seeing that correlation. Maybe I'm wrong, but maybe with awareness, like, you have a bigger chance of having those downs, and it's the downs that make the ups feel really good. Like, I always feel like in heaven there's going to be problems too. Like in an ideal heaven, there's going to be issues, there's going to be problems, and because you're always going to be learning. Like, I feel like eternal learning and overcoming, that's what joy and happiness, I feel like, really comes from. It's a collection of essays on animal cognition from the book summary. Taken together, the essays provide the nucleus for an introductory course in animal cognition, cognitive ethology, and comparative psychology. Damn. Philosophy of biology or philosophy of mind. Damn. What the heck? That's wild. I'm just trying to find out if my cat be feeling kinky or not. No, I'm just I don't even have any animals right now. More wisdom, more sorrow. For real. Heavy duty. Yeah. Hey, so if you want to upload a track, so I already got some tracks. We're about to get started right now. This is a heavy intro. This is hilarious. Listen to the jazz talking about some awareness issues. This is great. So if you want to type in if you want to type in exclamation point rules, I'll actually do that right now. You can do this at any point, if anybody's wondering. We're going to go over some of the rules for this feedback session. Okay, number 1, music submitted must be unreleased. This is for a couple of reasons. One, thank you. Thank you for the Discord, exclamation point Discord. So music must be unreleased. One, it's just for like copyright reasons. Like I'm not trying to get copyright struck on YouTube or on Twitch. Please, as well as I'm not trying to critique and give feedback on music that you've already released. So I'm just not doing release music. I'm not in the business of making people feel more insecure. So don't submit release music even if it's on SoundCloud. Number 2, stereo files only know stems. That's pretty straightforward. 3, music must be submitted on Discord. Type exclamation point Discord for the link to join. 4, person submitting music must be online during stream or the song will be skipped. That means I'm going to call you out and say, yo, are you here when I'm about to work on your song? If you don't reply, if you aren't around, if you've fallen asleep, that's awesome. Get your Z's, but I'm not gonna review your song or give some feedback on your song. Number 5. So I usually charge $100 per master right now. And you can always email me, dkmixes@gmail.com, if you're looking to do that. But if you are a paid subscriber, so if you're Amazon Prime, you have one free subscription that you can give away. Or you can pay however it is much a month for a subscription. If you are a paid subscriber, then I might send you the audio files during the stream. After I kind of like master it down or like do some feedback, if I approve of the mix, if I think it's sounding good, then I'll bounce it down and send it over for you, either for reference or to keep it. So yeah, get subscribed if you want a chance of that happening. So all right, music brains are the best brains. It's true. It's true. Creatives, being a creative is a curse and a blessing. Be more confrontational and stop avoiding conflict. And I was interested, so I kept reading, and it was like writing music that you think other people will like is avoiding conflict. Caring about what others think is avoiding conflict. Not writing what you want to write. Like, things like that. It's like, it was about avoiding conflict, and I just like, it really resonated with me. I should have saved it. I should have saved the post. It was like a sponsored ad on Instagram, if I'm not mistaken. It was really cool. So stop avoiding conflict. Creative's job is to provide new perspective. Even if the world hates it now and doesn't appreciate it till after you die. That's the life that we live in. The fight of the creative is to feel appreciated in this life while knowing that art won't be appreciated till the next. Who said what? Who said that? No clue. Picasso. I have no clue. I just made that up. Not the post thing. I don't know who the post was. I should have saved it. I did not save it. It was a. You got bounced? Uh-oh. Y'all good? think we're good now. All right, sweet. So let's go. We're gonna start uploading these songs here. I'm gonna turn off the jazz or turn down the jazz. Perfect timing at the end of the song. Nice. All right, cool. Let me. Yeah, sometimes the frame rates just drop. That's on me. My internet is not the best. But I'm trying to get it better. I think there's some things that I can do to get it better. So, all right, I'm gonna put this down. Oh shoot! What does it say? Oh, rules. Can you see that at the bottom? Type rules to learn how to submit your music for feedback. That's pretty obvious, I think. A nice obvious text on the screen, so there's no confusion for any new folks. And I know that we have like a good community on here, so when people have questions, people are always willing to answer. Okay, we're just gonna start uploading all of these files. Oh. So this stream is sponsored by iZotope, blah, blah, blah. So actually cool thing with iZotope is that when they extended their contract with us, with me and the podcast, they added a cool new feature. So as you know, we always did sorry, I apologize. We always did 10% off of iZotope products. So if you go to like, does that work? Yeah. So izotope.com/mm podcast, you get 10% off your products. But they just added, if you go to that link, you should be able to get one free month of their subscription model. What is it called? The iZotope Music Production Suite Pro. So you get all of their stuff, all of their plugins, and you get a free month of it. So it's really dope. I really like iZotope. And on the episode that we're releasing tomorrow, the podcast episode that we're releasing tomorrow, we talk a little bit about iZotope because they have true peak limiting features on their maximizer, which is really neat. And you'll hear about it tomorrow. It's not a super deep podcast, but it is informational, and I think we'll be able to be pragmatic about how to avoid volume normalization issues when uploading to Spotify. If you want links to the podcast, which is free information, we've recorded every week for over 2 years now. Yay! Congratulations to us for getting past the 2-year mark. For 2 years now, actually, I think it's 2 years this month, this or last month. Yeah, for 2 years, we have 2 years worth of content that we release every single week. I'm sure that many of y'all that are watching right now have been listening or listen to the podcast, but if you haven't, type in !podcast. I'll do it for you if you want a link to that podcast. It's free information all about mixing, all about business, about being an artist, blah, blah, blah. Grab bag of information there. It's actually the #1 mixing podcast in the world consistently, which is really cool. There's some other podcasts about production and recording in general that are bigger than ours, but with over 20,000 downloads a month average, that puts us in the top 1% of the 1% of the industry's podcasts. So we have one of the world's largest podcasts for our industry. I mean, we're in the top 5 of the industry's podcasts, which is really great. And I need to do a better job marketing the podcast too. So yeah, for real, it's wild. All right, so we're going to listen to this. We're going to go on Discord. I'm going to do this in order as far as been submitted. I'm pretty sure Noah went first. Noah, are you here? Noah is here. We're going to listen to echoes. If there's any sort of commentary before we start listening to this, if not, we're just going to go ahead and play it back. Is that cool? Nice. Nice. All right. So what do you think? No, what do you think? Like listening back to this one, what do you think that I'm gonna say? I'm gonna have you do a little bit of self critique here, because this song is dope. This song is dope. But what do you think I'm gonna say now that you know you've kind of been listening? I think I have a lot of editing to do still. How do you mean by that? What kind of editing do you think needs to still be done? What's up? Thanks for the follow. Yeah, I think it's lining up the horns. Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah, as well as that, I think in general. So here's my general off the top thoughts. One is the drums are feeling a little bit dark, which in turn was kind of making it a little bit like a little bit like muddy. I'm not quite sure exactly how to process it without having the individual tracks. And when everything is fully recorded live like this, there's only so much that you can do. So, what like don't go too extreme with it. But I did feel like the drums were a little bit lacking, and I thought the horns were a little bit overpowering. I love the horns, but they did feel, I don't know if there's some compression going on. If I had to guess, they felt a little bit too compressed, and I would tuck them in a little bit more. Just with how loud everything is with horns, especially like I would want some like room microphones as well. And I don't know if there are room microphones for the horns, but the reverb that you added was sounding good, but it still feels very dry. So I think that if you brought the volume down on the horns, it would feel like a lot better in place as far as in the room. I think the last jazz live thing that you showed us, it really felt like everybody was in the room. And this time everything kind of felt like it was a little bit too dry and not really cohesive with each other. So I would check that out. I love when the solos come out, like when the guitar solo comes out. I like the volume of that stuff. Yeah, I think that you could just dip down a touch on the horns. And that guitar part, I would say that guitar part in general, like the rhythm guitar part when it's not doing anything important, unless that's a main part of the song, which it could be. Well, it's at least definitely taking that role with the way this mix is done. I don't think it has to be that loud, other than like the moments where it's actually shining. Right here, I think the guitar. I feel like those horns, those low horns, I feel like should be a little bit more prominent than the rhythm guitar, because right now the rhythm guitar is kind of lying on top of everything until the horns come in. So not quite sure how that's going there. So I would just try that out. Getting the reverb right on horns is really hard. So truly, with recording horns, there's two tips that I can give from my experience. Is one, air is the best mixer. So putting space, if it's possible, like without the bleed. I know that with bleed on stage is impossible, but as much space that you can give from the horns to the microphone, the better. And having room mics, like having actual natural ambience, is really, really dope for horns. It's really hard to get horns to sit right with fake reverb for some reason. Yeah, so I would use that more, like some more ambience on the horns. Just turn them down a touch and bring up the ambience on the horns specifically if possible. Um, I mean, if they're all recorded in the same room, I assume that there's a bunch of like drums in that ambience as well. But I think just a little bit more ambience would be all right. It still feels like a little too dry for it to feel like it was recorded all live on a stage. So other than that, I think it honestly sounds really cool. I think the playing is fine. I think it's the recording, the capturing is great. I think that this is a dope song, and I think you should be really proud of what you've accomplished here. Yeah, I think it's dope. All right, so thanks for listening, Noah. I assume like you'll come back with it next week or something like that with a updated revision as you always do, which we're really excited to listen for. All right, we're gonna go through these. Up next, we got Daniel Roberts, Javi, only tonight mixed unmastered. Is that Javi? Is that Howie? Is that Hawaii? Hey, why? I don't know how to pronounce this. But are you here? Daniel Roberts. I think that you have a different. Okay, sweet. ASAP Roberts. Dope. Welcome back to the stream, and we're gonna play through this one. Any sort of explanations, struggles that you've been having with this song? Please let us know while we play back. Here it is.
I sin to match your sins. Two angels battle lose a halo. Like lightning, it's frightening. I never get to leave what's in my head, in my bed, in my den. I should be near my death. I confess I'm obsessed. All I need is you here, always here. I don't fit even when you're the death in me. No. Only tonight, oh let it be. Only tonight, oh let you leave. Only tonight, oh let you be. In peace, in peace, in peace. Only tonight, oh let it be. Only tonight, oh let you leave. Only tonight, oh let you be. In peace, in peace, in peace. I won't let you go. There's no way that I forget you're wrong. But you're in my bed, and I'm so obsessed. Need to feel your skin. You know I need you here. Who cares what you fucking said? You know I'll forget with no regret. I swear love is red. Only tonight, oh let it be. Only tonight, oh let you leave. Only tonight, oh let you be. In peace, in peace, in peace. Only tonight, oh let it be. Only tonight, oh let you leave. Only tonight, oh let you be. In peace, in peace, in peace. I won't let you go.
Won't let you go.
Nice. Sounded cool. Cool song. I like at the end that. Hey, what is it? What was the riff?
Go.
Oh. I like that a lot. I like the microtones there. That's dope. Pretty cool. All right, so cool song, really great song, and good mix. So I'll start sharing some of my thoughts here. We'll go right into it, if that's all right.
If I confess, I'm obsessed.
I'm gonna try something here first. I'm gonna try a couple things here to kind of.
If I confess, I'm obsessed. All I need is you here, always here. I don't fit, even when you're the death of me. No. Only tonight, I'll let it be. Only tonight, I'll let you leave. Only tonight, I'll let you be. In peace, in peace, in peace. Only tonight, I'll let it be. Only tonight, I'll let you leave. Only tonight, I'll let you be. In peace, in peace, in peace.
So overall, let's start with overall. So overall, it's feeling nice and bright, but I feel like there's a little bit lack of balance with the low end. I wish there was a little bit more complementary low end, low mids, just everything below 1,000 hertz or maybe like 800 hertz and below. I wish there was just a little bit more of that complementary to that. Now, as far as vocals, and you talked about some background vocals. So background vocals is very much personal preference. I know some people that love the background vocal to be really nice and loud. Some people like them quieter. I would say in this one, what you've done, and this is like a pretty common technique for pop music that kind of came from like the trap scene, which is filtered vocals, filtered background vocals to the side with reverb. Whether it's with a doubler or it's literally just pan left and hard right. What that does is it really allows the background vocals to cut through, like the ad libs to really cut through and feel separate from the vocals. Now, what usually that means is it allows you then to turn it down and still be able to decipher and hear that. So right now, they're really loud and
Only tonight, I'll let it be. Only tonight, I'll let you leave. Only tonight.
so that ad lib stuff, I feel like it could come down a touch, just because it's already like really really distinctive with itself. All of if what I'm hearing is correct, like there's a bunch of like there's a bunch of like, is there a bunch of like humming and stuff underneath, like hummed harmonies and vocals, like hey, is there a bunch of stuff like that? Is that what I'm hearing in the back? That was more like an ad lib.
I'll let you leave. Only tonight, I'll let you be. There's no way that I forget you're wrong, but you're in my bed, and I'm so obsessed.
So here's another secret as well. Not really a secret. It's just another tip. This may work. I do this a lot. Is with ad libs and background vocals, I will crush the bajoseph out of them with a compressor. So every single word, every single line, every single yup or phrase or long note, whatever it is the exact same volume. I think that goes a long way, and I think that can help with background vocals. That being said, there's something about these background vocals that are, you're right. Like I kind of understand what you're getting. So I would feel like this is a personal preference thing that you decided to do on purpose, but since you specifically said that you're having a hard time getting it to fit, then I would say take them back a touch and throw some more reverb on it. Like I love, like, here, this is actually, I'm gonna show you some sauce right now. I'm usually not a fan of like showing presets because I don't believe in it. This is the sauce. If you have Valhalla Vintage Verb, clip this, whatever it is, take a picture, a screenshot of this. This is a really good starting point for ad libs. I took this from Nels, actually shared me this preset. It's got some chorus on it. It's Chaotic Hall. Really, really cool, fire, easy preset for ad libs. This really throws things in the back as well, makes it feel really good. I mess around with the pre-delay a lot, so I'll probably take it to like 60. Sometimes I take it really, really high up, but most of the time I'll leave it like right around here. Um, yeah, and adjust the decay if needs to, but like for this one, just like leave it long, especially if it's like the every once in a while ad lib. That sounds great. Like it can get a little bit too chaotic if everything's like on a 4 or 5 second reverb and they're like hums, they're going around the entire time. That's a little chaotic, but they're feeling a little bit like too separate, too distinctive. Also, I wouldn't hate if, in general, we just turned up the vocals. Like if you have a master vocal bus or whatever the heck it is. Never mind. Forget it. Also, the drums are feeling a little bit squashed. Like the transients aren't really coming through very well. The drums are feeling a little bit squashed. And like I would wonder, I just want to hear what this sounds like. I feel like the low end is like kind of lacking a little bit, like the sub stuff. Oh, that's too much, but that sounded good. There's a little bit of this in the vocal that's built up like around 800 hertz. Yeah, and then throw this in there. Yeah. Yo, I had the reverb on it the entire time. I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't hate how it sounded. It actually sounded pretty good with the reverb on it. I do not hate how that sounds. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do not hate how that sounds. I'm not saying that you should do that, but I think that that helps the vocals sit in much, much more though. I don't think you have to be. I think this goes to show that I don't think you have to be as conservative with your vocal effects. I'm not gonna lie to you. So yeah, I was on accident leaving the Valhalla on the thing. Yo, that has sounded really good. Or I think it's like a little bit too much, and I think it's all. But yeah, that it really creates a different vibe. So it would go in a different direction, and I wouldn't like I wouldn't do that on the master bus, right? So I'm not gonna do this on the master bus, but I think that adding more space and dimensionality, like dimension behind the vocal, I think would sound really, really good. I think this is that reverb on the actual 2-track and it's sounding good is a testament of that. Like that's dope. A couple of tracks humming harmony type thing during the chorus. So another thought on that. If it's like a closely tracked harmony, like if it's like the two of the same thing, like two harmonies of a lead and a harmony that are like really close in pitch and timing. If you get them to be too close and too competitive with each other, then it starts to sound like musical theater. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like it really starts to sound like musical theater. It stops sounding like R&B, Chris Brown, Trey Songz type like harmonies. It starts to sound like musical theater. So I do think that having the lead be very present is good. But that being said, with this one, I think that if there are underlying hummings that I'm not hearing, I think that you should reverb the shit out of the ad-libs. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think that this kind of just proved it. I think that would sound nice. Other than that, I felt like there's the bass, the low end in the droning bass. So the droning bass doesn't, in mix-wise, from I'm interpreting this, doesn't feel as important to the arrangement of the song as the kick drum, which is fine. But I do feel like having some more of that sub, that low end from the bass, using like an R bass is really dope. It's really easy to use. Like just bringing that out and filling out that low end, I think would be really nice. This is like a saturation plugin, just like boosting. This is really just great for boosting. Just like boosting that like low end, low mid, and low end. I think overall there's like a lack of balance as far as like top end, mid range to low end. This 800 hertz ish on the vocals was sometimes coming out a bit. So like with some dynamic EQ, I think it would sound really dope. This about 4K, 3.5 4K. Sounds good. I think it sounds good. I think it'd sound better if you like made up, like reallocated some of these frequencies up in the top end, like 10K and above. This was a big game changer as well as far as like tonally. Blue. This is just compression, but this is a parallel compression, so I'm not chopping off the top. What I'm doing is adding RMS. So it's compressing the shit out of the track, and then I'm bringing in that compressed track. So I'm bringing in the low. So this compressor is not cut down the top. This is really more like bringing any sort of like parallel compression is more about bringing the RMS up. It's about cutting off the tops. What this is specifically doing, gluing the vocal together with the beat a little bit more, but like pumping together feels really nice. That level of pumping, it's bringing out the instrumentals a touch. So I do like the way that this is sounding right now, on this track. And then where I said reallocating the top end, like this top end on the Amic from, listen to this. Really clean top end, I think brings out a lot. So I don't think it needs to be. I don't think it needs to be more bright. I think that is bright enough. I think it just needs a little bit more balanced, supportive, foundational frequencies there. So that's it. I think that sounds pretty nice. And then the reverb is sauce. On that, I'm not gonna lie to you, even on that snare, that makes that snare sound really nice, like really like 80s, 90s kind of snare, like really cool 80s snare, not 90s. 90s is a dry piccolo type snare. 80s snare sounds really nice. I really like that. Hopefully that helps. I think that I want to come back on this one. I know that you're a subscriber. I appreciate you subscribing. But I want you to come back on this either next week or some other time if you want me to master this for you and take these tips and get it a little bit closer, and then we'll master this for you. Would you like for me to bounce this as a reference, though? Because I'm more than happy to bounce this current, what I'm hearing right now, as a reference.
No, I need you here. Who cares what you're with no regret. I swear love is rare. Only tonight,
do that. What is the song called? Do like a little MP3 file for you. I don't have a limiter on it, so it's not a master, but it's just like a little reference track. Just DM me on Discord. Send me a DM on Discord with the name and the artist and the name, and I'll upload it to you after the stream. Is that cool? Do that, and I'll leave it unread and get back to you on it. Sweet. Sounds good. Thank you for that one. We'll move on to the next song. I love singers, and I love cool songs like that. So, all right. Up next, we got Beats by the Pound. Are you here? Rendezvous. Obviwin. Are you here, my guy? And then after that, we're gonna do Xtabber. I don't remember what the name of the song is. Xtabber is In the Muck. We'll do that after that, as well as Awaken the Heart mix. Which one is that one? Who sent me that? Who sent me Awaken the Heart? Oh, Iram. Okay, let's do Iram's first. Sorry, Iram first, Awaken the Heart first, and then we do Obviwin, and then we do In the Muck. Looks like Jeff, and then Jeff. Jeff. Just submitted a track as well. We'll try to get to that and kind of go from there. Thanks for joining us. So, also, this week in Los Angeles, I'm trying to sell these big PMCs. The PMCs that I have are a little bit too big for this room, and I'm not getting like the full use of it out of this room. I think what I'm going to do is sell these, and I love the ATCs. I used to own the ATCs SCM45s. Lou has them. We have them in Studio A in my studio right now. Lou bought them from me when I bought these PMCs. I love those. I really, really love the ATC 45s. I kind of regret selling them, especially because they went up in price $1,000. But if I sell these PMCs, I might just drop a little bit more and get the PMC 226s and the ATC SCM 25s. Like, those are probably my two favorite monitors as far as like smaller. 3-way and a 2-way. I think they sound amazing. I might get one of those or both of them. I'm getting at least the ATC 25s. I love the sound of the 25s. That'd be great to have around again. I'm just excited to kind of get some different speakers in this room, because this room is not the biggest, and I'm not necessarily trying to work in bigger studios. Like, for mixing, I don't need speakers that get really big and really loud. I just need speakers that help me mix, and they just need to work in the room. And smaller speakers work in bigger rooms, but bigger speakers don't work in smaller rooms as much. So here, this is Awaken the Heart mix, submitted by Iram. Are you here, Iram? Okay, dope. I think you are here. And if you have any thoughts, any problems, any successes, anything that you want to say, commentary about the song as we play it, feel free to type it in the comments.
Got you rocking to the groove, aren't you? Got you flexing on the grooves, got you.
Tell me the truth. Do they really know who you are? I've seen the cool. They can never get
the scene, I'm running late, I grab it clean, cause I'ma need some caffeine. Hit my body, heart kicking like karate. I don't drive a Maserati, but I'm not walking. Appreciate small things, all things, cause even a mighty river can be born from a stream. Now water turns to ice and steam, so today I could be nice, but tomorrow might be mean. Build up a network, you gotta have a team. Stand for something because every movie's gotta have a theme. Put money aside, you gotta have the cream, but money ain't everything, cause you gotta have the dream. Not everything that glitters is gon' gleam. Keep an ace in your pocket like a stitch or a seam. This might sound a little bit extreme, but keep your head west to catch the ultralight beams. Now this one's a little more personal. I thought about singing to be a little more versatile. They only take me serious when I sing, and a lot of this music shit is really a smoke screen. Management is here for coaching, while your publicist is looking over what you're posting. My big break is still approaching, while the algorithm shoots me down like it's poaching. If they didn't see it, then it didn't happen. Why you think I quit rapping, singing pop songs to keep they foots tapping? Had to learn to love the business as much as the music. Keep your head down and grind hard, they can't refuse it.
Tell me the truth. Do they really know who you are? I've seen the cool. They can never guess you far. Awake in the heart. You are a star. We'll put to the test ideas, concepts to know who you are. Awake in the heart. You are a star. We'll put to the test ideas, concepts to know who you are. Who you are. Who you are. Who you are.
Got you rocking to the groove, aren't you? Got you flexing on the blues, got you. Got you rocking to the groove, aren't you?
Nice. I like that. That's a good vibe. I kind of like that, like vintagey, like 90s hip hop, kind of like sparseness, openness. Couple thoughts on this. I think this is really well done. And actually, speaking of that, I like the delay throws that you did at the end of the words. I like what you did as far as like placement with harmonies. We're talking about harmonies on that last song. I think that you did a really good job placing the harmonies and kind of getting the right idea as far as like volume and direction. I like that.
My big break,
Put to the test ideas,
looking over what you're posting. My big break is
to the test ideas.
Okay, so this is just something I want to try, but and I want to balance this out here because you probably did it on purpose. The drums are like the driving force in this track. I think the drums are almost louder than the vocals. I kind of like that. It kind of makes it feel a little bit more old school hip hop, which is great. Really adds to the vibe. It's very characteristic of the mix. I would say though is I wish there was more of that string in the background.
Got you rocking to the groove, aren't you? Got you flexing on.
So because
I've seen the cool. They can never guess you.
can't really bring out the strings, but I can.
Awake in the heart. You are a star. We'll put to the test ideas.
Yeah, here, let me try that New York trick again. Oh shoot, not Harmony Engine. Not Harmony Engine. I love you, Antares, but
Who you are. I've seen the cool.
I think having a little bit more of that, like that string, that foundational string section, I think that would sound really nice. Oh, did I lose everybody for a second? I may have lost everybody for a second. Uh-oh. Y'all can hear me? I think I may have lost everybody. The streaming is just unstable. I apologize. But we're good again. We should be good right now. But so the big thing with this one, I just really wish that, like, because when it comes to singing notes is really just needs to be accentuated by the foundational harmony. And without a solid foundation of harmony, of what notes, what chord is being played right now, I feel like, is it better now? It shouldn't be cutting in and out right now. So I just wish a little bit more of that string was coming out, the string section, that low. I wish a little bit more of that was coming out. Other than that, the drums are loud and very much a driving force. I might experiment with turning them down just a couple dBs. They're definitely like a driving force right now. So if you could leave it as is, but I think that there's some flexibility to turn it down if you wish. Off the rip, what I would do is, if you want a simple fix, turning down the drums a touch, turning up the strings a touch, just the strings, not the other keys, and then compressing it just a touch more. Not with a parallel compressor, not cutting off the tops, but bringing up the low stuff.
For coaching while your publicist is looking over what you're
the mix is very like mid-range centric, darker mid-range centric, not a lot of bass, not a lot of top end, which is also very, very characteristic of like an older school record, which again is the vibe. This feels like an older school record. I don't hate this actually. I actually really like kind of the out low end, yeah, that's nice. Yeah, that 3.4, 3.5 is a little bit harsh sometimes. And then once again around the 800-ish. Oh yeah, in the vocals like 1.6. Some vocals is cooking a little bit. 1.7. Oh, that feels really good. That cleans it up really nice. All right, yeah, that's feeling really nice. Any questions so far? Iram, if there's no questions, then we'll move on to the next song. I really like that, and I hope that helps. Thanks for coming through. Obviewin, are you here? And if anybody ever, like, if I do your stuff and you're not quite sure exactly what I did, you can always go back. I think my YouTube channel saves all of the live streams. So you can go back and watch this segment of this live stream. All right. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, or anything like that while we're listening through this track, feel free to do so as we listen back. Here it is.
shine brighter in the night. Rendezvous, can we get up tonight? Rendezvous, can we meet up tonight? Rendezvous, can we meet up tonight? Let's rendezvous. Let's rendezvous. Rendezvous, can we meet up tonight? Let's rendezvous. Can we meet up tonight? Let's rendezvous. Let's rendezvous. Rendezvous. Can we meet up Can we meet up tonight?
Nice job. Nice job. Nice job. Do you wanna are you here? I don't know about y'all, but it sounds like it was going in and out of pitch. Yeah, so let's talk about that real quick. I wouldn't hate it if you just added more auto-tune to the voice. Kind of get it like
Can we meet up tonight? Let's rendezvous.
you have auto-tune. Did you use auto-tune?
Can we meet up tonight? Let's rendezvous.
Did you use auto-tune on this?
But stay, love. Do you love me how I love you? Do you want me how I want you to?
I think that using a bit more, like just trying to experiment with it, using a bit more works really well. I'm kind of envisioning like now this would take just like more skill during the recording, but as well as like some like Ariana Grande tightness. If you can get some Ariana Grande tightness with the auto tune, like how she uses it and how she makes it sound, granted that she's a phenomenal singer to begin with. But I think that it's close enough where you can get a little bit tighter with just the auto tune there. First off, what's up, Vendor Wolf? Thanks for following. But another thing that you would do that I would recommend doing is right now this is speaking on just the vocals, not the instrumental. The instrumental itself is actually pretty fine, pretty balanced. I would add much more like low end, low mids. Right now the vocals are feeling pretty thin to the point where it's kind of distracting and it's not fitting in quite well with the beat.
Can we meet up tonight? Let's rendezvous. Let's rendezvous.
Yeah, like right here.
Do you love me how I love you?
Yeah, like I would add like a bunch of 400 to that vocal. Like I just don't think you have to cut as much low end out of that vocal. It's feeling really thin, so kind of bringing it back in, I think would sound really nice. I think it would sound really nice. Excuse me. I think that adding some more of that like low mid, low end in the vocal is gonna sound really nice. Help it feel a little bit more balanced.
Love me how I love
Right now, there's a lot of this.
me how I love you. Do you want me how I want you to? Do you see me when the moonlight hits the sky? We shine brighter in the night.
Okay, real quick on that. Okay, that kick drum part, I want to talk about that real quick. So that kick drum part, the reason why there's clicks and stuff is because there needs to be crossfades between each kick hit. So you can see there's like a click from where each clip ended. Here's a clip right here. So it looks like, so I can even take it out like a little bit from the 2-track a touch, not too much. I don't want to do too much here, but yeah, that a bunch of those clips are happening. And you just need to crossfade the audio between each track, between each placement. Yeah, it just feels like it needs like crossfading. Like edit that in. Oh, dope. You're editing right now, like in real time. Okay, that's funny. All right. Yeah. I think that that's kind of like the best thing to go with this.
Ooh, can we meet up tonight? Let's rendezvous.
Just curious.
Let's rendezvous. Ooh, can we meet up tonight? Let's rendezvous. Let's rendezvous. Let's rendezvous.
I think there could be some more space behind the vocal as well. Some like a little bit more reverb or something like that, and delays. Not quite sure. Maybe some slapback delay. I always add a little bit, a touch of slapback delay to kind of give some dimension behind the vocal. Real easy. I think just a touch of that would be nice. Other than that, you're sitting pretty. I need that vocal thing just needs to be fixed. Like that is it is to the point where it's like a little bit distracting, and we don't want that to be the case. We don't want it to be we don't want anything to be distracting. I hate to say it, but when a mix is done right, nobody thinks about the mix, and right now I'm thinking about it. So, granted, this is a mixing feedback, so but yeah, hopefully that helps. We're gonna go on to the next song. Thank you so much for submitting this one. Any other questions or concerns about this one? Is that cool? Any other thoughts? We're going to go to In the Muck, and I think this one was submitted by... who was this In the Muck submitted by? Is that X Tabber? If I'm not mistaken. X Tabber, are you here right now? Also, we have N Jeff. Are you here right now? N Jeff. If X Tabber is here, then we'll listen to his song one more time. If he doesn't respond soon, then we will just skip his song and go into Make It Bleed. N Jeff, if you're here. If neither of y'all are here, then I think that's kind of the end. We might cut off a little bit earlier. Okay, N Jeff is here. Sweet. Cool. After this song, nobody else is submitted, so we're going to I might just close it out, maybe just do some like Q&A type stuff for anybody that's in the chat. We could talk about anything in music, mixing. We could talk about outside of music, whatever y'all want to do. But we're going to talk, I'm going to play this one back real quick. And then, Jeff, this is, if you have any comments or any concerns with this, specifically comments, yeah, please make it known while we're listening to this song. So this one's called Make It Bleed.
I've been in the mood, something wrong with me. I can't right my wrongs, I never on the beat. Honestly, I don't care about like what you trying to be. Really, more concerned with all of what's in front of me. Ain't no mind your manners, mix this shit and hold me down. Watch your step, what on phone me, lace them blunts, then lace your keys. Pray his, clock a dick in any minute, drop a racket in your skin. Like who is this, you don't exist. All the message sinking in, not like us, we not like him. Yeah,
Need my money new like every day. Working out the bank. Got 19 on me, no, it gon' spray. Hit your phone like where you at. You don't want no stranger text. You know I'm on just for real. I can't die like God is back. Woke up holding all these red. Cash out with my bitch at sack. Green who I came with a beam. Green just like it leaning fat. I sit pink, I like my trick. Twin sip on walkie still. How I made this much off rap. I can pay your mama's bill. I can't ride around with no strap. Like on me, this bitch gon' kill. I been walked in with a man. Racks on me just like your dad. You gon' go out probably red. I gon' have my brother's back. I fucked your bitch, give her back. Fuck your bitch, I need my rag. My bitch ass got heart attack. I mean real like shark attack. But nigga might break her back. Thinking about what I can have. All these hoes I won't go stab. Like my bro got me sad. Why your bitch wanna take a bath? Drop the bin that crazy crap. Fuck on me, no, I won't laugh. So damn high, I'm in my bag. Eat the body drugs, I laugh. I hope I don't make you mad.
When I'm in the car, make it hurt, I make it bleed. When I'm in the car, make it hurt, I make it bleed. When I'm in the car, I make it hurt, I make it bleed. I make it, I make it. When I'm in the car, I make it hurt, I make it bleed. When I'm in the car, I make it hurt, I make it bleed. When I'm in the car, I make it hurt, I make it bleed. When I'm in the car, I make it hurt, I make it bleed. I did. I really do. Oh my God, he saw himself first on Louis Vuitton.
Nice job. That sounded great. All right, hold on. I just need to add. There's something I need to do real quick. I just need to add something to the calendar. Had something come up. I just want to mark it down because I'm not. If I don't write it down right now, I'm gonna forget it. That's as it always goes. Okay, sweet. Okay, so this is good. So a couple things off the top, like real quick off the top. I think this is gonna help a lot.
Honestly, I don't care about like what you trying to be. Really, more concerned with all of what's in front of me. Ain't no mind your
There's a lot of this, a lot of like 7K, 7K in the vocals. 6.7, 6.6. That's really harsh right there. That alone, like making the vocals feel better. It's like a general dip there in general. Alright, let's do some like, I want to hear what it sounds like when you have some like. And then let's do that Valhalla trick that we accidentally did last time. I think that it'd sound good with more reverb. And it doesn't have to be reverb, it could be delay or anything. I think that right now the vocals feel a little bit dry. And I think it could feel less dry. And you may have some reverb and stuff on it right now, but I just wanted to cut through a bit more. And it doesn't even have to be like reverb. It could be like slapback delay. It could be regular, like quarter delay. It just needs more dimension. So I think the bass could be much louder. I think there's like no bass right now.
Something wrong with me. I can't write
I
my
would like a little bit more bass.
on the beat. Honestly, I don't care about like what you trying.
Relative to the drums, the vocals are in a decent place.
Something wrong with me.
But I think like more harmonic element, like the bass, the synths and stuff. I wish there was just a little bit more of that stuff. So bass relative to the drums is good. I don't think you necessarily need to turn down or up the vocals or the drums. I think you just should turn up the bass and the harmonic content, like the synths, the keys, and the bass. I think that's the best thing that's going to help this track right now.
Something wrong with me. I can't right my wrongs. I never on the beat. Honestly, I don't care about like what you trying to be. Really, more concerned with all of what's in front of me. Ain't no mind your manners, mix this shit and hold me down. Watch your step, what on phone me lace them blunts, then lace your
Yeah, these curves is very important for the vocal. Like you can add some airband stuff, that's fine.
Who is this? You don't exist.
But this is important. 6.8, 6.7, cutting out some 3.5 to 6 in general from the vocal. I think it's going to help a lot. Bringing out the bass, bringing out the keys, having a little bit more balance there. You can add some more top end when you do that too, when you cut out that stuff. Because right now, most of the top end is coming from like that 7K thing, which is kind of adding that whistling. And then finally, just adding a little bit more dimension with some reverb delays with the vocal. And I think that you'll be sitting pretty with this mix. I honestly think you're not far off. Yeah, I think that that's kind of where we're sitting at. Any questions so far? If not, then we'll kind of like start to close out the stream. I got a podcast that I need to edit and upload for tomorrow. Yeah, on that note, like I'll take some questions and whatnot if there's anybody here that's wanting to ask some questions. Again, right now I'm mostly reading the chat from Twitch. If anybody's messaging on Facebook or YouTube, I'm not really reading those. So go on the Twitch if you have any questions. If you support the channel, feel free to leave a follow or a subscribe if you wish to do so. Those go a long way. Other than that, like I'm going to quit out Pro Tools. We'll go back to the smooth jazz. We'll do some questions. We'll do some like late night chats as I kind of like edit this podcast real quick. Actually, I might edit this episode right now while I have y'all on the air. Because I need to get this done regardless. It only takes a few minutes for me to upload it. I just need to bounce it out. I need to figure out what episode number it is. I messed up the episode numbers a couple weeks ago, so I don't want to do that again. 130. Tomorrow's episode will be episode 130. So there's 130 episodes of content. That's wild. So we'll do this right now. Add the episode in. What do we call it? Like loudness? All right, like okay, like what should I name the episode? We talked about loudness, so like we say like normalization on streaming. New loudness and normalization protocols for Spotify. I'll do some clickbaity title. Do loofs matter? Do loofs matter? Loudness, but we did talk a lot about loudnesspenalty.com. Yeah, let's see here. I'm just going to upload this stuff. If anybody has any questions or just wants to chat about stuff, feel free to hit me up in the chat and I'll answer as many questions as I can. Dope. Okay, we're gonna release it tomorrow, the 17th, 3 a.m. 3 a.m. PST. Episode 130. Also, does anybody play Super Smash? Super Smash Brothers? If you play Super Smash Brothers and want to face me right now live on Twitch, let's go for it. Trash players only, because don't make me look bad. Don't make me look bad on here. I'm just kidding. Oh, I gotta go. Oh, shoot, I forgot to. Let me actually bounce the song. Bounce the podcast episode. Shoot. Test, 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 test. There we go. What was that about? All right. Yeah, okay, dithering. And it was a poor explanation anyway. So I want to preface this with I'm no pro technological expert on what dithering is. Basically, it's noise that's added to the signal to mask degradation of sound. It's only necessary and useful in downsampling. So if you record in 48/24 and want to bounce down in 16/41, then it is important for you to use, well, not important, but it does help to use dithering. At least that's what it was created for. So dithering is really dope. Basically, it adds noise to the the lossy files that have lost some information that has been downsampled. Dithering just adds noise to the signal and reallocates some of that sound into the super upper frequencies that we can't hear necessarily, to smooth it out. So it's kind of like when you have a bucket of sand that's full to the brim, right? There's not really air in the sand. There's a little bit and you switch to rocks. You downsample it. Now you have rocks. You have less fidelity. So instead of like really fine sand, you're adding like water in the bucket of pebbles to kind of make up the space. You're kind of like getting it to feel like it's full. That was a mediocre analogy, but that's the vibe. Like it's mostly just for downsampling. Definitely don't need dither if you record in 41/16 and you bounce into 41/16, you don't need dither. If you record in 41/16 and decide to bounce in 48/24, you don't need dither. Dither is more functional than it is taste. As in, like, some people claim that some dithers sound better than other. Those people also like to pretend that they also compensate for other things. So I'm teasing. That was a bad joke. Yeah, let's see. I'm just finishing up this upload for Spotify here. I just need to upload this file and then it'll be ready to go for tomorrow. There's a file. Loudness on Spotify, releasing tomorrow. Publish. So this jazz track is weird. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna skip this song. I love jazz. Sometimes it's like not the vibe. At least not this one. Oh, it doesn't feel fancy. There you go. This is the kind of jazz I'm feeling. Oh yeah. This stuff makes me feel like we're here to get rid of anxiety. We're here to have some fun. And we're just here to chill out. That's what this jazz feels like, honestly. So, any other questions? Like, if you have Q&A, now's the chance. Now you have me right now on Mixed Feedback Monday. We have no more songs. I'm not doing any more songs for feedback. So, ask away. Oh man! Let me tell you how Breath of the Wild is going. It's going really great. I love that game. Also, I'm really good at Super Smash Brothers Ultimate on the Switch. I got a Switch this week, so I've been playing on Lou's Switch for a long time. If you want to fight me, go ahead, fight me. This week, I also got a new boogie board, and more importantly, I got the rubber fins for the boogie board. So I caught a lot of good waves. Feeling like I'm back in Hawaii boogie boarding with the locals. Like, we're having a good time. Like, it's a lot of fun. Yeah. Live stream. So I'm going to leave in about an hour to go pick up my brother, who's going to be in LAX. And he's going to spend the day with us this next week. And I think we're going to go to the beach on Wednesday. I'm going to work tomorrow, even though he's in town, have him do some stuff on his own. And then I'm going to take him to the beach again on Wednesday. Thursday, we're gonna do some dim sum in Alhambra, which is kind of like good Chinese food of the LA area, apparently. I love dim sum. Dim sum. Dim sum. Dim sum. So good. Anybody else down with the dim sum? Do people know what dim sum is? Is that like an Asian, super Asian thing? Because for me, I feel like dim sum is like pretty normal. Maybe I'm crazy. All right, it's uploaded. Episode is up for tomorrow. We're good for tomorrow. Really glad that, yeah, all this podcast stuff is going great. Alrighty. You ever add parallel info just on the side channel info? I've been sidechaining stuff and re-adding side stuff parallel, but every time I do that, I feel like I'm breaking something. You ever re-add parallel into just on the side channel info? Maybe I'm misunderstanding. Maybe I'm misunderstanding what it is. What you mean by that? So when you parallel stuff, you do more things to it? Or you parallel stuff and blend it in with a send? I'm not quite understanding how you mean. Oh, it feels so good. Podcast is done. Oh, that feels so good. I'm going to bring my Switch. We're going to chill. We're going to chill. Add side info in parallel after sidechain compression. What is side info? I'm not understanding what side info is. Here's my Switch in the Animal Crossing colorway. I don't play Animal Crossing. I just thought that the blue and green was a cooler colorway than the black or the red and blue. Honestly, I just think that this colorway is just fire. Look at this colorway. Are you kidding me? I got some like caps on the switches. It's in a clear acrylic case. The case is really cute too. Like the dock is really, really cute. Oh, okay, add some mid-side info. Okay. Add side info in parallel after sidechain compression. So you only sidechain compress the mids, or you like make it wider in the parallel compression. And my answer is probably going to be there's no rules, so if it sounds good, it probably is good. Breath of the Wild. Getting to the part where I'm trying to go for the four beasts right now, the mythical beasts. And I just talked to I think it's pretty cool. Oh shoot. I'm in Zora's domain. I just talked to Zora. And now we're just chilling. Wish there's a way I could show you my screen. Oh yeah, here's a beast right here. Yeah, get out of here, you little scumbag. Yeah, it's funny because y'all can't even see my screen. I'm gonna pause this for a second because this is not fun. You watching me play video games, you can't even see me. Portable booth recommendations. Your closet filled with clothes. That's not portable. No, not really. I would say get a microphone that has better isolation to begin with, like an SM7B. Even better than an SM7B. I'm going to do you one better. We are endorsed by Loughton, but this is actually probably my favorite microphone. I do a lot of recording for myself in here personally. Loughton Audio T2 LS208. There it is. Loughton Audio LS208. It's a top address microphone, so you talk into it like this, just like the SM7B, but it's actually a condenser microphone, and it has a lot of. It's like kind of like shotgun-esque as far as like polarity goes. So it rejects a lot of noise. It sounds really good. As far as like booths go, I mean, I have a client that literally just bought one of those like ISO booths where you stick your head into like a little vocal booth type thing, and he says that it works wonders. You can also just buy acoustic treatment for your room. There's a lot of different ways to do that, but getting the acoustics right, or at least be dry. Dry is safe. Dry is not better, but dry is safe. And dry is much better than parallel walls and ceilings, so that helps. All right, y'all. I'm probably gonna dip out soon. And I'm just gonna leave the jazz going for a little bit. Feel free to, if you have any more questions, you can hit us up on the Discord. We'll be back next week. Peace.